Hello guys, so today we are talking multi-tool and we will just do a run through of my personal multi-tool. This is my little EDC pouch where I keep my multi-tool on a daily basis, and yeah, this thing basically lives with me. So it's taken a few knocks, but it's still actually in pretty good condition. It's like this canvas material. It's nothing fancy, nothing like a leather pouch or anything like that. I only take out those for special occasions. This is just every day and it's working. Yeah, so let's just check what I have in here. I have a little lockback, little knife, just because why not? I have a, yeah, let's just take it out. Okay, here it is, Leatherman Sideclip, and we'll just discuss the history because this is sort of a historical piece. Yeah, I also have some money just for when I inevitably end up on the street for buying too many knives. And deep down, I also have a little sort of a microfiber cloth. Don't know why, but it's there. Usually, I also carry around a Torx bit, but yeah, seems like not anymore. Okay, so let's discuss this guy. This is the Leatherman Sideclip, and I don't know how well you guys can see this in the light. But yeah, so interesting thing about this knife, just going to talk a little bit about the history. So this thing came out in the 1990s. And how I got this knife was actually a funny story. So my uncle was braaiing at our house, and he decided that, you know, as the night went on, he started getting more happy and happy, happier and happier, and more free, you know, and giving and loving. And I guess he was just excited to sort of, I don't know, spend some time with us, and so he ended up actually giving me this this multi-tool. So yeah, you probably did regret it the next day, but it's been serving me ever since. So I'm very thankful because this thing is fantastic. Okay, so let's just discuss this thing. This thing came out in the 1990s, and I think that it retired, Leatherman retired this Sideclip in 2004. So this thing is, I think that this is the Gen 1, but I'm not sure. So it's at least like between 20 to 25 years old. But I got it in 2012. So yeah. So for me, it's like 11 years old. And this thing has been through a lot in those 11 years, I must say. And it's held up great. So we have some pliers here. And they are very functional. They're not like the Wingman, which is under spring tension. And they're also not like the rebar and I think the Wave, which has some replaceable side cutters. Yeah, very basic. As I mentioned, you know, this is one of the first designs, first multi-tools that came out from Leatherman. So it's actually incredible. So this it says there, patent pending. And this is actually, I never knew it, but because I'm not really a multi-tool guy or expert or anything, but this is actually quite collectible, these Sideclips, just because they are quite scarce, especially the ones that, like the Gen 1 Sideclips, where they still didn't have the patent for the multi-tool. So that's awesome, guys. There are some serious collectors out there with regards to multi-tools, like Victorinox and Leathermans. Yes, guys are like intense. And I never knew it until I got more into just normal pocket knives. So yeah, when that bug bit me, I found out that there are some hardcore collectors out there for multi-tools. So yeah, the Sideclip, it is named for the Sideclip, and this is actually I'm thinking here, okay? As I mentioned, not an expert, so I'm not sure, but I'm 90% sure that this is the first Leatherman that got released with a pocket clip. And yeah, that's freaking cool. I feel that they did a great job with this pocket clip. Goes in and out of the pocket quite smoothly, and it's thin enough that you can actually carry this around. You know, if you look at something like just a normal little pocket knife, this is the CRKT Pesoda, it's about the same size with regards to width. So yeah, and length. So this is a very functional little thing to just clip on into your pocket. You really don't need a sheath like me to carry it around, you know. And that's great, and that's sort of what they wanted to do. And the pocket clip is nice and sturdy, Very, very awesome. So let's run through some of the tools because there's a lot to show. So we have the pliers. It's like a fin nose pliers, but yeah, not reinforced like on the Wingman. So these might break off a little bit easier, but if you use them the way they should be used, then you won't have a problem. We have some nice gripping here, and yeah, that's fantastic. Side cutters, wire cutters. And this thing is smooth, guys. And yes, as I said, it's been through a lot, you know, but this thing is really smooth for its age. And I know there's like a massive debate out there between like American made, Chinese made, and Americans would say, oh, American made is like the best build quality and everything. And to be honest with you, I really don't see the difference that often. But with the Leatherman, I can't deny that this is extraordinary quality for the money. So just fantastic build quality. And this thing has lasted for, you know, maybe even 25 years. And I don't treat it like very nicely. So it can take a punch for sure. So let's walk through some of the other tools. So we have a blade here. And this is apparently in 428C. So you guys know 420C on like the buck knives, and then you know the like 440C. So this is in 428C, and it's great. Takes an edge very well, and it keeps its sharpness because I use it appropriately. Then we also have a flat head screwdriver here, which is very functional. I like that it sort of bends. It's not straight, kind of has a little bend, so you can just maybe get up and over something a little bit easier. That's pretty cool. And then we have another flat head screwdriver, and this also doubles as a pry bar for like light use. So I oiled it, so now some of the rust is coming off. But yeah, also can work as a pry bar, but for light duty, you know, nothing too crazy. So yeah, but you have that, and it has a double function, which is fantastic. But yeah, this sits quite snug. You know, the tools does sit quite snug, and they wanted something that you can carry around in your pocket, not something that you can have to carry around in a sheath, you know. They wanted this thing to be a on the go, just quickly grab your smaller Leatherman and let's go. We have a bottle opener, can opener here, and this can also double as a scraper. So I know a lot of guys use their blades to actually scrape stuff off things and stuff like that, but this is the appropriate tool to actually use that for, and you will be saving your blade edge for a long time if you don't use it for tasks like that. Then we have a very functional Phillips head here, and once again we have that sort of a curve on the tool, so you can maybe get up over something a little bit easier, or it just sort of, you know, stands out of the way if you need to have that space. So yeah, then we also have yet another flathead. So as you guys can see, this is an ancient design, of course, one of the first that they released. So I'm not nitpicking with regards to like, yeah, they should have put this, they should have put that. They were still sort of testing things out, and this is one of the platforms that they have built on. So yeah, obviously they could have used this pry bar and rather make a file. I feel that a file is a very, very necessary thing to have on you, because there's always a use for a file. Or even on the Wingman, they had a ruler, a flathead, and a file all in one tool. I feel that was just great use of space. But yeah, you do have a smaller little flathead. So obviously this thing is outdated to some extent, but then it's still, you know, sort of timeless, because now we can see, hey, where did the Wave actually get that ruler idea from? And it came from this guy, from the Sideclip. And I can't tell you guys how many times I have used this ruler on the back of the handles of the Sideclip. It's fantastic. It works, you know. And now I can also just tell you quite easily that this is in fact about 10 centimeters in length, close length. So that's awesome, guys. I really feel that they have built on this design, and You know, they've taken some of the stuff from this design. For instance, they've taken the pocket clip and they added it to the wingman. They've taken the ruler, they added that to the wave. So yeah, just fantastic to see sort of where Leatherman started. This was not, I think, the first one they brought out, but it was one of the very early ones released by Leatherman. So yeah, they were still sort of playing around with things, but amazing job that they've done. And that this thing has sort of stood the test of time is impressive, you know. This thing functions great. It's so smooth. Now here is something that is interesting, okay? So what I use this for, and I have done that before, and it does work, but it was not part of the design, is to actually remove like nails. So I would hook it in there, and then I'd sort of wedge it out, you know, and then when I can get a good grip on this guy, I can pull out the nail. So it works very well for that use, but that's not what it was designed for. There was actually in around the 2000s, early 2000s, there was this little adapter released that you could slot in between these two scales. And it would actually fit through there, and when you close them, it sort of initiates the little attachment, and it was a driver attachment. So now you have the wave or the charge where you sort of have that mod where you can put in different driver bits, but back then you had a separate driver and you slot it in there, and then you put the bits into that driver and you use this to sort of, you know, drive your bits. So yeah, just awesome, huh? Who would have thought that was actually the use for this? So cool little knife or multi-tool. It has served me well over the years, and I will continue to carry it around. Do I miss the file? Yes, I do. Do I miss the scissor, like on the wingman? Yeah, I do. Do I miss the saw? Not at all. But this is pretty cool. I like this. It's lightweight. I think it's like around, sorry. Let's check this out. Let's just see. I don't want to lie to you guys. 141 grams, okay? Yeah, so that's pretty light. That's about the same as like the Pickled Steel Akal. So my primary EDC is the Pickled Steel Akal, and it's about 140 grams, I think. I'm not quite sure, but it's around there somewhere. So just about the same weight as my primary, which is not a problem for me to carry around. So I like this. It has the stuff that I need, and yeah, just pretty cool to have something this old from Leatherman, even before they made it big, you know, if you can say it like that. Yeah, apparently what's his name, Tim? Is his name Tim Leatherman? The guy who invented the Leatherman? But apparently he waited for like years to sell his first Leatherman. Yes, I can almost not imagine that, right? And he had to move in with his brother or his like, yeah, brother-in-law's garage or something like that. Can you imagine? And now that it's like the world's best multi-tool brand, and there's no dispute about that. I mean, yeah, you get some cool Gerber multi-tools, but man, Leatherman is Leatherman. And yeah, I definitely support Leatherman, and I would like to get myself another one, but not right now. Okay guys, have a nice day, and remember, no knife, no life.